Hello, everybody. This is Kody B. Welcome to a new episode of our Relationship Marketing Podcast. Very, very excited for the guests that we have on our show today. Again, I want to reach out to all of you who are listening in and subscribing to this for your commitment to better yourselves, to better your business, and to learn the new philosophies of relationship marketing and how we teach that. It's essential in today's business world. It really is. It's a very essential thing for us to create genuine relationship in our business. We've got a guest on today that's just amazing. I mean, you better put your seatbelts on for this one because she is just a bundle of energy. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. I want to bring her on right now. This is Jen Gluckow. Jen, welcome. Are you with us?
Thank you.
There she is. How you doing, Jen?
Good. How are you?
Good. You got this awesome looking studio. You got this stuff in the background. You got your book up front. For those of you who are going to watch this on YouTube, you can see what we're talking about. But you've got this book brand new out this year, Sells in a New York Minute. I have a copy of it right here. You've got a copy in front of you. And I've had a chance to go through some of this, and my goodness, I mean, this is super cool. So congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you.
On the book.
Thank you.
We're going to get into some of that in just a second. I do want to share with our listeners just a little bit about you, and let's get you teed up properly. And so Jennifer, she's got all kinds of stuff. New York, she went to all this school stuff, and she's well educated. I'm not going to go into all that. I'm going to go into the sales part. Rapidly rose through the ranks of a leading Fortune 500 company as a superstar sales representative. She was a national sales manager. She was an executive director of sales operations. At the young age of 29, she became the chief operating officer of a company called Test Preparation and Admissions Counseling Company. That sounds interesting. And then in 2013, Jen found her calling, training and coaching sales teams and business owners. And I'll show you, boy, when you see her today, she definitely found her calling on how to increase people's sales and make more profits. She founded Sells in a New York Minute and shares her passion and strategies for success with businesses all over the world. So there you have it. Now, I want to jump right in. Sells in a New York Minute. Let me tell you, we talk a lot on this show about branding, and I gotta put the thumbs up for you on how you're branding yourself, especially this whole Sells in a New York Minute concept. Can you just share with us, because there's a couple of things, Sells in a New York Minute, and then you have a tie-in to the number 212.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of tie-in to the number 212 that I found as I went on your website and saw some of your YouTube channel stuff. This is cool, Jen. This is super cool, the way you've done your branding. Can you just walk us through a little bit how you set all that up?
Sure. So Sales in a New York Minute has been my brand. And when I wrote a book, I thought, why not just call it Sales in a New York Minute? Because what I did was I decided to give the reader 212 pages of real world and easy to implement strategies so that you can make more sales, build loyal relationships, and make more money. Right? And so the thing is, in today's day, people don't want to read a long textbook, right? You have the concentration power and focus of a couple of minutes at a time. And if you're lucky, maybe 10 or 15 minutes when you're reading in the morning or at night or something like that. And so the way I set this up is there's 212 pages because 212 is the boiling point of water. So in my mind, it's the boiling point of sales. It's also the New York City area code. It's like the real deal area code before they started adding more area codes and messing all that up. And so this book is the real deal. It's actual pages that you can implement. And so every page or two, it's one strategy, one concept. You can literally pick up the book in the middle of it, take any page you want, read it, and leave with a strategy.
That's very true. In fact, I was doing a little bit of that today. And let's just go right to the first of the book. So in the first of the book, page 11, just page 11 right here, I saw this title. It says, which subconscious action lead to sales? Now, I'm real big on subconscious stuff. We do a lot of seminars and we teach a lot about what's going on in the subconscious, what the story in your mind becomes the story of your life kind of stuff. And so we talk a lot about it. The second I see the word subconscious, I want to tune in. it's really cool because on this, again, our YouTube viewers, I'm going to put this up here. It's when she says it's very brief. It's very brief. I mean, there's a lot of white space on the page, a couple of very strong paragraphs with lots of content in the paragraph. Let me give you an example. So she says here, goals are intentions to achieve. When you wake up in the morning, subconsciously, you have already made a decision about what you're going to do that day. Those are your intentions. Now, here's where it's cool, because, and if again, I want to show this because I underlined and circled some key words. So here's
that's so cool.
So I said, so you said, if you can combine your intentions, which I put a circle around, if you can combine your intentions with the goals circled that you have set, then the actions circled that you take will lead you to achievement. So let's do that again. If you can combine your intentions with the goals that you have set, and then the actions that you take will lead you to achievement. Those 4 key words there. This is powerful personal development all in 2 sentences. So, Master Guru Jen, teach us what you mean by that little paragraph right there, because it's really good.
Okay, so what are you intending to do? What are your goals? First, you need to create your goals and make them into intentions. So it's not just like some far-fetched goal of I'm going to make this many sales, or I'm going to grow this business, or I'm going to lose weight, or whatever your goals may be. I'm going to get into a relationship. But you need to really make those your intentions. And what I don't say on this page is, and if you're into like subconscious stuff, I'll get into it here because I love that kind of stuff. Put it on a vision board. Don't just create goals in your mind, because they're going to do no good if they're only in your mind. You need to get them out of your mind. You need to write them down on paper. And what I like to do is I actually create vision boards. Like I have a board upstairs that I look at every single morning when I wake up, because now I'm putting that in my subconscious mind. Okay. And what you can do is you don't need to like get all artsy craftsy if you don't want to, and put, cut out magazines and put them on a board if you don't want. You can do it right on an app on your phone, and then have it be the backdrop right on your phone. Because how many times a day do you think you look at your phone? A lot.
Yeah, for sure.
A lot. You're looking at it all day. So why are you just looking at the time in the background, or a picture in the background of someone you love, or maybe it's a selfie, who knows? Look at something that's going to inspire you. And then here's the thing, because there's movies where they tell you can manifest your dreams or whatever, and all you need to do is think about it and then hope for it or whatever. But it's further than that. You need to take it further, because you need to take action. So you need to look at those things that you want to create in your life, those goals that become your intentions that you're going to do. And then you need to determine, what are the actions I'm going to take today to get one step closer to that goal, to that intention, because only then are you going to create those achievements that you're really hoping for. And by looking at it every day, by visualizing it every single day, you're putting it in the forefront of your mind so that you're actually thinking about how you're going to achieve it.
Okay, key word in there is action.
Yeah.
We always talk about intention and goals and dream boards and all these great tools that really do nourish the subconscious, and they do work. They are great. But, I'm sure you as well as I, when you go out and do your training and coaching, the keyword action is one of the least words that people pay attention to. They do all the other stuff, but when it comes to action, that's where I find it difficult for most people. So let's go into the sales arena. You do this whole process. Subconsciously, you want to get your mind right to be successful in sales, successful in marketing, successful in generating revenue for your business. And you dream board it, you put it goals down, you do all this stuff, but there's core action steps. And in your mind, just off the top of your mind, I call them fundamentals. To me, everything's about fundamentals. And in sales, in marketing, in basketball, in hockey, it doesn't matter what it is. everything comes down to fundamentals. So what are those key fundamentals, which are the action steps every day that you teach salespeople to do?
Well, your podcast name says it all, because it's all about building relationships, and people are looking for these creative sales strategies that I think end up oftentimes being manipulative, because you don't need a crazy process. You need to wake up in the morning, decide you want to help someone, figure out how you can help them, build that relationship, help them, serve them, wow them, thank them with a follow-up, and get referrals and earn testimonials.
Okay, so I'm sorry. So I got to make sure listeners hear this. A key action or a key fundamental is what you're saying is every single day build relationships.
Absolutely.
That's fundamental. That's a fundamental. Every day build relationships. In fact, I saw one of your YouTubes where you, in your cool little way, you do it, with all that energy, you talk about the importance of, take control of your sales leads. It was a cute little thing with some guy that was, didn't know what you were talking about. But you did this thing where you're talking, take control of your sales leads. And then you went on a tangent about how to generate your own sales leads. So give us that little tangent for a second, because I thought it was really cool.
Yeah, so here's the thing. A lot of people want to blame others for not getting the leads that they want. If you work for a company, you may be saying marketing doesn't send you the leads. If you're building your own network marketing business or whatever it may be, you're struggling with, how do I get those leads? Well, here's the deal. It's your responsibility to create those leads. And how do you do it? You build relationships. So like my favorite way to create leads is go to a networking meeting. Okay. Don't look around that room and think of those people as people who are going to be your customer. Look at them as, if I can build a relationship with this person or a group of people in the networking meeting, if I can build a strong enough relationship, we can become referral partners and we can actually refer each other business. And so what's better, meeting someone at a networking meeting and, getting them as your customer for one time or whatever, or meeting someone at a networking meeting and they become a referral source for you every week, where every week they're literally meeting people. They're like an extension of your sales team, right? Every week they're introducing you to people. Why? Because you're doing the same for them and you have this symbiotic relationship. So it's all about meeting the right people, putting yourself in a position to meet the right people, and then creating those leads. And you don't just have to do it in person. You can do it on LinkedIn. You could do it on social media. There are so many ways to create your own leads. You can put content out there that's valuable content. Like you said, you watched my YouTube video. People watch my YouTube videos or read my blogs, and then they contact me for help. Okay, so I'm putting free, valuable content out there, just like you, the listener, can do as well. And then you can attract people to your platform.
Good stuff. Really, really good stuff. Now, one of those YouTube videos, don't blame, take responsibility. And I love your approach. It's like there's a lot of whiners out there. There's a lot of people who do the whining, and you do a great job of impersonating the whiner. I like how you do that. But you have one, and by the way, I like the way you do the YouTube videos because they're super short and they're really precise to the point with a key message. One of them was titled, Don't Blame, Take Responsibility. So talk to us a little bit about that, because there is, in today's social media world where everybody's commenting negativity on other people's stuff, I just feel like, it just feels like there's been this huge shift to negativity because there's platforms for people to whine.
I was telling someone this morning, if you find it that important to go on someone's Yelp or TripAdvisor or wherever they're getting their reviews, Google reviews or whatever, and give them a negative rating because you're annoyed about something, okay, fine. If you weren't able to resolve it and you feel that that's the only way and you're angry about it, fine, go do that. But then go to 5 more businesses that you love, that you do business with and go give them a great review, because this like negative stuff is like, it's just more overwhelming, and it's going to get in the way of your creativity when you're trying to go make sales. So then at least go do something positive, okay, that's going to take you to the next level. And you're going to be so jacked up after you give other people positive reviews that you're going to be in a way better mood. Because imagine if you go into the customer and you're trying to sell them something and you're all angry. That's the kind of attitude that's going to transfer right over to the customer. But I think that the video that you're referring to, where I talk about blame versus responsibility, is like so many salespeople, I see it all the time when I'm working with sales teams. They blame certain situations. My quota's too high. I don't have the right market. It's not selling like this here. People are going on vacation. Everyone's off right now. No one's buying in the summer. It's near Thanksgiving. Everyone's thinking about the holidays. No one's buying. I mean, you could come up with like 3 million excuses why no one is buying. Oh, the economy sucks. I mean, anything, right? But here's the deal. There are other people selling. And so rather than focusing on the negative, let's focus on the positive. And let's take responsibility for our actions. Are you actually making enough calls? Are you seeing enough clients? Are you putting yourself in front of enough people who can say yes to you? Are you doing the things that you need to do on a daily, routine, consistent basis? And be honest with yourself. Are you, in order to create the success you're looking for?
This is really, really good. Okay, so as I look through your book, I'm gonna act on behalf of 87% of the world's population. This is not me. This is not me, because I'm in the 13%. 87% of everything you take in is negative. 87% of the world is negative. 87% of what you hear is negative. There's just a lot of negative people out there, and their vibrational energy is low. 87% of the time. I mean, it's just the way it is. The vibrational energy is low. People are watching the news instead of listening to a podcast like this.
Yes.
So the energy level is low. And for 87% of the people that are out there, they're running a 9-to-5 job that typically they don't like. And they're watching the news, and the worst part is they're going to bed after watching the news. So their subconscious goes to work with what they just heard. It's just a vicious cycle. So that's kind of the world we live in. So a person like that takes this book and they start looking through it. I mean, this thing is powerful. It's short, precise, all positivity kind of stuff, which us 13%ers love. But an 87%er, this is real. An 87%er will look and say, "Oh my gosh, Jen, this is so Pollyannish. I mean, this is like, come out of the clouds, girl. I mean, is it really this fluffy and nice and cool?" And because that is what people say. I mean, I write these kind of books. That's some of the criticism you get when you put yourself out there with this. And people say that. They say that kind of stuff. So I want you to answer those people.
Okay, you people who are thinking that, bring it on, okay? I dare you to read my book and not feel something in your body a little bit more high vibe after reading it, okay? Here's the deal. You're not going to get out of the mediocrity you're hoping to get out of if you remain low vibe, if you remain negative and pissed off at the world, okay? Because that's the stuff that you're focused on. Kody, if I tell you, hey, I don't want you to think about a red truck, what'd you just think about?
Yeah, red truck.
A red truck. So if you're saying, I don't want you to think about all the negative stuff, I'm going to stop thinking about the negative stuff, you're still focused on the negative stuff, okay? So rather than that, you actually have to change your mindset. You have to wake up in the morning. You have to create a routine that's going to give you a positive foundation. I am all about my morning routine because it sets me on fire. Okay. Do you think that my business started to take off when I was negative and in New York City, in the grind, running into the subway, trying not to get caught in the doors because I don't want to be late and I don't want to wait for the next train, and everyone's angry on the subway because there's always delays, and there's, do you think that my business took off then, or do you think my business took off when I decided to change my mindset and my attitude? There are so many studies how much attitude can impact not only your business, not only your career, but it can impact your health. Okay, there are people literally who have been told that they have cancer, and then they go and believe, they change their thoughts, they change their mindset, maybe they change their diet, they do other things, they start exercising, they start taking care of themselves. But the most important thing is they change their thoughts and their belief system. And once they do that and they believe they're going to live, they live. I'm not making this stuff up. There are studies about it. Okay. It is fascinating how much the mind actually impacts every action we take, every single thing we do. And so, sure, you can think this is like fluffy, whatever, they're happy pictures. But you know what? Like, if you read this and you don't change your vibe, like, I don't know. I'm sorry for you. You got to get out of that.
Well, tools like the book that you have are really a great way to bring people's vibrational energy up. But a lot of times, depending on where you're at, it's going to take more than just your book. I mean,
absolutely.
People are going to need to, the book's a starter point for someone that's at a very low level, but you got to start to practice some of just one little teeny thing that Jen says to do in the book on this day. Just do just do it.
So
people don't dare you. Just do it. Do the activity and see what happens.
I want you to ask yourself, who am I hanging out with? Who are the people that I'm constantly surrounding myself with? Because it's likely that if you're in a low vibe state or you have bad energy or negative energy, you're hanging around other people in that same state. Okay? So you really have to think about it. First of all, you have to want it. You have to want to change your vibration. You have to want to change your attitude. You have to want to be happy. Okay? And don't just tell me like, well, Jen, it's easy for you to say because you've created this business and you have the relationship and you have the dog, whatever. Okay? I wasn't always here. Mm-hmm. Okay. I started out, in similar places to other people. But here's the difference. I didn't wait until I had those things to change my attitude. I hear so often people saying like, well, when I meet the guy or I meet the gal, then I'll be happy. Or when I get that college degree, then I'll be happy. When I get $1 million, then I'll be happy. Why are you waiting? Be happy right now with what you've got, even if what you've got is a little shack. Although if you have a shack, I don't know how you're listening to this podcast.
Well, listen, that was actually one of my next questions, because you have a YouTube video on this too, is who do you hang around?
Yeah.
You already kind of answered that, but I want to kind of add to the question. A lot of times we need new influence. There's just a lot of time in our lives that we need to, be around people that have achieved more than we have, that have been more successful than we are, and guess what? No matter what level of success you're at, there's a higher level. Well, I tell you what, I learned that a long time ago. There's always a higher level.
Oh yeah.
And what would you suggest? Where should people go to hang out with people at a higher level of success? I mean, there's seminars to go to and all this kind of stuff, but what would you suggest to people as far as getting out there and being at a higher level with people you meet?
So there's two things. First of all, find a couple of people that you feel can really help you online. People who have gotten to the place that you're hoping to get to, people who have found the success that you're hoping for, and start listening to them, their podcasts, start reading their blogs, start watching their YouTube channels, start really studying the things that they put out there. And oftentimes there's ways to ask those people questions, whether it be in the comment section or in a Facebook group, or there's ways to create a community for yourself with those mentors, with those people that you're hoping to aspire to be like. And, yes, of course, there are seminars that you can attend. I am very big on personal development. Like, I love learning, but I also think that when we all learn, it takes us to the next level. And if you're learning from people with the right attitude, the right energy, who can really help you, you're going to get there. Invest in their programs, because you're not really investing in them. You're investing in yourself. And so that, $200, $500, $1,000, while it may seem like a lot, I can't even tell you like how many groups I'm in where I see people write in the Facebook group like, okay, so like even the payment plan was a massive struggle for me, and I didn't know how I was going to make the payments, but this was the best thing. This was the best course I've ever taken on whatever it may be, right? Joining this mastermind group was the best investment I ever made, because I'm learning and I'm growing and I've made it back tenfold. But you just have to trust that you're going to be able to make it back.
I think that's an important thing to talk about, is investing in your personal development and going to these events. Because again, naysayers will say, well, yeah, it's just another trainer or another speaker trying to get you to buy their products or something. That's why they say you should invest in yourself. Well, no, that's not the case. There's a key to investing in yourself. And I learned this early, because when I went to college forever ago and I got a 4-year degree, I paid my way through college. I didn't have a scholarship. I didn't have any way to go there. I had to work my butt off. I had to save my money up during the summer months. And then I paid my own tuition.
Yeah.
Paid my own tuition. And I'll tell you, as a young 20-year-old kid, I really learned something from that. It's like I worked really hard for that money, and then I just forked it over to the college. And went through the semester, and I don't know, and whether it's subconscious or what, but there was a trigger in there that said, I'm investing in me. I'm investing in my future. And I attribute that to a lot of my success today. So there is something about that.
Yeah. And I understand the person who says like, oh, well, she's a coach and she's just telling me to invest in her stuff. I didn't actually tell you to invest in any of my stuff. What I'm telling you is I'm a coach, I'm a trainer, I help people, and I invest in myself. Right. So if I find it valuable to invest in myself and continue growing, like I learn something new every single day. So why shouldn't you? Why shouldn't the listener? Why shouldn't everyone else do the same? So just, for the record. But so my answer is twofold. Yes, there's this portion of like who you should be surrounding yourself with. But there's this other piece that a lot of people don't talk about, which is who you may need to remove from your life because they're bringing you down. And sometimes that's really, really tough, because you may have someone who's close to you, like in your family, for example. I've had this where I've had to stop talking to a close family member because she's too negative. Mm-hmm. And every single time we talk, I can feel my whole body go into a different state of being because of the negativity. And so I don't want that. And I've said, like, please try to remain positive. I've given them a chance. And so what you need to do is really think about, like, who are you surrounding yourself with? And are those people that you should be surrounding yourself with? And who do you need to sort of take a step back from, at least until they get their stuff together?
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's really, really good stuff. So you and I, we met at an Outbound conference, one of these seminars.
Yeah.
Just instant rapport. You were amazing. And you had some personal announcement for me. So you recently had some changes in your life. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, I got married.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Woo!
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So, and that was recent. That was just, you went off, got married just about a month ago, I guess.
Yeah. So we met at Outbound when I forget when that was. I was home for about 3 days before that. We were away for a month on a trip. Then we came home, went to Outbound for work, came home for like 3 or 4 days, went to Italy for work, believe it or not. That was a cool place to have to go for work. Yeah. And then came home and like just a couple days later had our wedding. And like, here's the thing, right? I could have gotten so stressed out because most brides like want to be home so that they can plan stuff, right before their wedding.
Yeah.
And I just said, it's okay. Like, this is my life. We're on the road a lot. We'll figure it out, and I was named the most chill bride ever by someone close to me who spent the whole day with me. So that was really, I felt like that was like an awesome award.
Cool. That's very, very cool. Well, congratulations. We're very, very happy for you.
Thank you.
And so really exciting stuff. So here we go. Sales in a New York Minute. Where do people find this? Let's make sure we can get people to this. I highly recommend this, by the way. Just this morning, I was looking at it this morning and it put me in a jovial, good mood. So
thanks so much.
Podcast today. So
go to Amazon and just search for Sales in a New York Minute, or go to my website, salesinanewyorkminute.com, or I'm really big on Instagram. So I'm Jen in any minute. It's a New York Minute, but it looks like Jen in any minute. So you can DM me there. Tell me you heard me on the podcast. Connect with me. I love making new connections, new relationships. I think that's what this world is all about. And so just, connect with me.
Yeah, I highly recommend the book. I also recommend going to Jen's website. Look at because on there's connections to the YouTube videos. You want to check those out because again, they're short, precise, to the point, very positive. Lots of golden nuggets for sales people. It's really good stuff, Jen. I just congratulate you for excellent content. And appreciate it. We need to do this again. I know you do some podcasts. I'd love to be on yours.
Yeah,
How's that for inviting myself?
I thought we invited you. Oh, I'm so embarrassed. So we have the Seller Die podcast, and it's all about sales and personal development. And Kody, you're 100% on the list to be a guest.
Yeah, I'm excited to do that. I just love being around you and your new husband.
Thank you.
The world of both of you guys, and just appreciate all that you do.
Thank you.
Just to let all of our listeners, a reminder to you, we've got our big event coming up in August. That's the Relationship Marketing Grand Summit, August 8th and 9th, Salt Lake City, Utah. Go to relationshipmarketinggrandsummit.com and get the information on that. We want to see you there. We want to see you there and make sure you get there. That's one of those places where you're going to go and learn and be able to be a part of positivity and those kind of things. So we like to close the show each and every time by giving you the floor. I've asked questions. We've collaborated back and forth. Now the floor is yours. So we always take the last 5 minutes or so, and whatever you want to share with us, whatever you feel like our listeners need to hear from you. Obviously, our message is the importance of relationship marketing, and relationships have to do with two different areas of your life. You have to create relationship with self. And today we talked a lot about that. We talked a lot about relationship with self and self-development. And of course, relationship with others is the other, and how important it is to create genuine relationship with other people. That's what relationship marketing is all about. So keep that in mind, but give us 5 minutes of golden nuggets from Jen. Go ahead.
Oh, wow. Okay. So a lot of times people will ask me about what it's like being a female in business or like rising the ladder as a female. And this is really a message to those females out there who are listening. Don't focus on the glass ceiling, because it's like what we talked about before. If you're focused on it, you're always going to be looking for it. Okay. Focus on the good things. Focus on the sales you can make. Focus on the relationships you can make. Focus on the things you can do and take responsibility for to grow your career. When I was 29 and second in charge at a public company and creating, I had no idea about this, by the way. I was creating the budgets and quotas that were in turn going to ultimately affect the stock price of the company. Okay. And I had no idea. Like, all I did was put my head down and focus. And I focused on the right things of, okay, if I want a promotion every year, what do I need to do every single year to get that promotion? Like, what do I need to do this year to get a little bit better than the year before and take on more responsibility? And so this really goes for males or females, but focus on the things that are going to get you to the next step. And I always like to say in sales, because my mom taught me this. Lucky for me, she taught me this right before the holidays. But she said, if you don't ask, you don't get. Of course, when I was a child, my holiday list doubled that year. But, but if you're going to go in and build that relationship and then just hope they buy, it doesn't work like that. So ask for the sale, ask for the next commitment, ask for the next meeting, ask for whatever it is you're hoping you can do with them. And the worst they can say is no.
Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. There you have it, my friends. Jen Gluckow, we really appreciate you being on the show today. Sells in a New York Minute. Make sure that you get onto her website, purchase the book. We look forward to working with you in the near future. Hopefully we'll be speaking on the same stage sometime soon.
Yeah.
And, really appreciate your efforts today and for teaching our crew. So thank you very much.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.
All right, there you have it, everybody. Make sure that you tell other people about this great podcast. The podcast is as good as the people that come on that we get to interview. And Jen is top of her class. She's great, incredible, top shelf kind of trainer. And those are the kind of people we bring on this show every single week. Make sure you tell people about it. Let's increase our viewership, increase our subscriptions, or whatever the heck it is we do here. But get on here and make it happen, better your life. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you on another episode. Take care now.
If you have enjoyed this episode of the Relationship Marketing Podcast with Kody B, be sure to subscribe to the show and leave a review so that together we can get this message, The Power of Human Connection, out to the world. You can find Kody's new book, The Power of Human Connection, on Amazon or the Send Out Cards gift store.